Welcome back to Nino Kuni 2. So
I've
now
got
let's defeat the nightmares once and for all.
Isn't this the nightmare though?
Evan, why are we back again?
Sure.
Oh. Calm down a bit now, have you?
But both Roland and Bracken are pointing their guns from the background, just to be sure.
Right.
I'm trying to listen.
Oh god, he's hearing voices in his head.
Oh god, he's spotted.
There you all are. Well, are you ready?
Tony, why did we come back here?
I don't know. Seems a bit less nutty than last time, at least. Peg flip.
That's how they trick you.
You must forgive me. I was just so happy. It's taken so many thousands of sleepy times to get here. Thousands and thousands and thousands. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for saviors?
How long is
And
a
how
year
many
in this
pills
world?
we have to give Roland.
I get the feeling, Taylor, that he's somehow managed to become immortal and he's been alive for centuries.
Again, the Gilgamesh approach.
Yeah, so basically he's the Gilgamesh. Think of him as the Gilgamesh of the series. And the fact that you're back means you're ready to work, correct?
Get to work.
Work what?
Can I ask you something, for sanity's sake? I thought you wanted to find saviors so you could get them to help you defeat the nightmares.
Well, yeah,
But are you the nightmare?
That's the basic gist of it, yes.
How do we know you're not the nightmare?
Well, look about this. You fought the nightmares in the memory lanes. Do I look like the other nightmares?
That would be exactly how they would trick us. But you didn't, did you? You wanted us to help you wipe out the wickedness that they've made from altogether. The strong force that taints monsters and does all kinds of other evil things like play pranks.
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head and the bullseye smack dab in the middle, my boy. I see that diving headlong into the contents of all those people's hearts has taught you a thing or two.
Lord knows it would have to, considering who it's been.
What, Roland is a sick person?
Roland is a sick person, why?
You know, the Doloran, sorry. It's the
See,
same
this is why the different naming is better.
It's the
All right.
same person.
We already have the conductor for as a sick person of this situation. Nothing is impossible, my friend, especially with the power of the high higgledies at our side.
So, what do they do? Give us super
Impossible.
forms?
That is our.
Higgle!
Yes, too. Yes.
Pig!
The interesting thing about the higgledies is that their models, their eyes look like they're hand animated. It's
Yeah.
with the light of these little fellows to guide you, you won't lose your way, even in the deepest, darkest depths of the most mixed up of memory lane. So basically, with all their powers combined, they can protect us from the nightmares, basically.
Let me guess, they're the best higgledies to have equipped.
Yes, actually.
Well,
At least from what I tried.
Some of them, yes, but none of them have the Higgledy Sira ability, which is my personal favorite. So I would argue it's at least good to at least carry one with the Higgledy Sira ability. But yeah, sure, they're some of the best as well. And by rescue all from the peril, I of course mean Zion, God of Gods, from a fate to terror. So yeah, the God of Gods managed to get himself in trouble, so we have to save him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not
So
much of
much
a-
for being, not much of a god, even becoming a god and everything.
Only now do you think to mention the God of Gods.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
slipped my
that's a good
mind.
point.
Hang on, he up and left our world over a bajillion years ago, didn't he? You're not trying to tell us all this wicked take stuff has something to do with him, are you?
Well, I most certainly am not. How could you think such a thing of the one who granted you your powers?
What powers? I barely used them.
I already explained that it was Zion who created the Kingmakers. Come on, try to pay attention. Anyway, mighty Zion once ruled over this world of his fellow gods, but it has been countless years now since he entrusted that task to the kings and their Kingmakers and withdrew.
That was more reference to the fact that I think Lofty's only turned into a dragon light twice.
No, I get that. But the King's Wind on which you Kingmakers rely for your powers flows directly from... Remember, the Conductor is supposed to be an asshole, so I'm portraying him as such.
Is he supposed to be? I thought he was just
Is that
crazy.
so?
Okay,
Hey,
let me
I
put, okay.
never-
Well, let me rephrase that. He's supposed to have mannerisms that make him sound like a bad guy when he's actually not.
How did you not know something that important, Lofty?
It's part of your job description.
He had no need to know. That's always a testament to how far this world has become.
Oh,
So
it's like that tiny clause in the contract.
You didn't check
Anyway,
the fine
allow
print,
me to
did
explain.
you?
But all is well no longer. Problem lies with the King's Wind itself. Once it has flowed to this world, Master Zion no longer. So apparently, the God of Gods is a giant bird. It's like in Pokemon.
Phoenix?
Oh, remember,
I
Taylor, in
know.
Pokemon, the gods are the legendary birds as well. So I guess to be fair, this is a
hold
lot
on,
precedent.
hold on.
Arceus looks more like a llama, though.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
in the second. Well, remember, Joe, in the second Pokemon movie, the three legendary birds are called gods.
Pedro,
in the Japanese script.
God is Arceus. He's more like a llama.
But remember, he didn't exist yet back when that movie was made.
But now he does, and he's considered officially the Pokemon equivalent to God.
Yeah. Pokemon is a retcon nightmare. Moving on.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Miko, by the time that this game was made, Arceus was well and truly a thing.
True, but remember, Joe, I'm more of a Gen 2 guy, so. And unfortunately for him, blah, 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 this bond with the people of this world is not one that can be severed, blah, blah, blah. So, basically, you humans are bad, so you angered the gods, so blah, blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah.
So all that's evil, it wasn't the Horned One after all? It was the collected misery of the ages?
You've got to
That's
be
right.
kidding me!
So that once again, the villain ball is tossed like a hot potato and is left nowhere.
Basically, yeah, exactly. All of you, all that bullshit you humans have been pulling over the
I'm
years is
sorry,
not caught
do
up
you
with
mind if I ask who you are? Who you really are?
Oh, come on.
My name is-
Everybody's not having any of this shit
Whatever do you
anymore.
mean?
My name is-
Hold on. What do you mean? I am the conductor. No more, no less. I was asked to conduct this world to safety, and that is what I intend to do. With your help. So there you go. He's actually a servant of Zion, it seems.
You're not...
Mine.
There's more than you're
My
letting
name is-
on.
Which
My
leads me
name
to
is-
the last encouragement I have to ask of you. I want you to help me rid the God of Gods of the evil that assails them. Yes, Dibs?
My name is Armin Tamzarian.
So basically, if I understood correctly, Zion left this world, and he left the conductor taking care of everything. Basically.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
The
I'm
conductor,
an imposter. That is the real conductor.
the closer the light of the high higgledies gets, the more the wickedness will try to fight back, and it will doubtless form countless nightmares to defend itself. So basically, we have to destroy it at the source. But the closer to Master Zion you can take them, the more nightmares you can destroy. The closer we will come to cutting off the evil altogether.
Yep.
Indeed.
Right. Well,
So, but sorry, let's go ahead.
Babes?
So basically, it's a bucket load more nightmare walloping, is it? Business as usual, in other words. Why did you just say so, man?
The time has come for me to guide you to the place where Master Zion resides.
notice he didn't answer the question.
If you had come this far only to flee at the final hurdle, it would have been the end for this world.
Still not answering the question. We've dealt with nightmares countless galore. Why would you even say something like that? If this is what needs doing for our world to survive, then Savior, otherwise, it's my duty as King of Evermore to do it. And that's why I won't stop until every last nightmare is gone.
That's
Also,
right.
Tani seems to be just as bitter about this as you are, Drover.
It seems
And
like
time
Evan's
to
in
open the
sync
final
with me.
door and come, Evan. You are the one who will open the door.
Door of light.
You know, this might be the most important thing to happen in this world since ancient times. May the path to Zion, God of Gods, stand open once more.
When you say
Right,
like
right.
that, it will make it sound very anticlimactically.
And may you guide this world to a future free of fear.
Well,
Alright,
this should be
so
easy.
all that's left is the really, really final boss for realsies.
Right.
Yes.
Aside from the Coliseum.
True, but that's optional stuff.
And that's more like Horde mode, Trevor.
Well, this is technically optional too. But we're doing it with a purpose.
Alright, here we go. And look at that, we also have a tree of life, because of course it's a Japanese game, gotta have a tree of fucking life.
Well, to be honest, again, the Yggdrasil mythos start from Norse, and to be honest, Japan is obsessed with Norse mythology too. So.
No, Evan, it's a giant sauce.
Is that a reality?
That young man is Master Zion, god of gods.
Then the black mist clinging to it must be...
Yes, the evil we have come to destroy. Can you feel it? The grief, the misery, swirling, churning.
You're enjoying this.
And that's all made from energy us kingmakers were supposed to get, is it?
Very good, Lofty.
Hey,
Very
Lofty, now we can help you get more.
I am afraid so, but look, a night is forming from the mist. I smell a final boss. Something is different about it.
Oh my god, it's me! Let's find out.
It feels cinematic all of a sudden.
Oop.
Whoa!
Oh my god, it's...
We're suddenly in our original clothes for some reason.
No.
A Zelda boss battle.
Andros, what are you doing here?
I'm now to destroy everything. I forgot the rest, sorry.
Yeah, this boss is very reminiscent of a
The great
Oh my
Mad
god,
Shadow.
it's Andros from Mega Man Star Force.
Not just that, Jova. The way this boss is designed, it feels like this boss was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto, but I'll get into it.
That's not a nightmare. So what is it?
It's a space station.
Black thoughts given physical form, the very matter from which nightmares are made. The great Mad Shadow.
No wonder we were in our original clothes for that cutscene. It must have been that frightening.
Can things really have gotten so bad so soon? Did we take too long? Or is it something else? The presence of strong, pure heart. The light of purity. Could these have caused the shadows to thicken in response?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. Sorry.
Meanwhile, I'm smiling.
We are not too late or too early. It would always have been this way, I guess. We must simply accept whatever awaits us.
Well, then why did you ask that in the first
So
one?
basically, beat the
Hey,
shit
well,
out of
well,
this.
I was just wondering.
Oi, don't go talking like we've lost authority, man.
Lofty's right. No matter how strong our opponent, we have to at least try to defeat it. Come on now,
Probably
where's that
die,
upbeat
but
attitude?
I suppose if we leave the Great Shadow to grow, things will only worsen. Yes, people, monsters, all will be corrupted. The world will be overrun with negativity.
Wouldn't that be just a dick thing if we just left? It's like, oh, goodbye.
But would that be so bad? After all, it is a world built on conflict. Perhaps it would happily survive such a fate.
Maybe.
That's quitter talk.
The world might survive, but we certainly wouldn't. We're trying to build a kingdom where everyone can live happily ever after, for crying in the bucket.
It's like,
Oh, now there's a lofty goal, and a fierce determination to achieve it. Pick my savior as well, it's...
No,
Hey, that's my name.
it's like the talk with George Carlin said about
And
saving
so the stage for a great showdown, one between the light of hope and the blackness of despair that dwell in every human heart. Are you ready, friends?
No.
Too bad, Cheeseball. You're going first.
Of course we are. To arms, everyone.
All right,
Boy.
the ultimate battle between light and darkness.
The great Mad Shadow won't be so great by the time we're finished with it.
Evan, we need to work on your one-liners.
Well,
It's in the heat of the moment.
Well, Batu is usually the one who's best with his one-liners, so...
Oh, Evan can give a good one-liner every now and then, but yeah, maybe they just need work so that they can be consistently good. Alright then,
Alright,
what
so
is that?
Alright, so, if you've played Super Mario 64 or other games designed by Shigeru Miyamoto, this boss battle will probably be very familiar to you. First, you have to defeat the hands by hitting it in the giant glowy green thing. Hit here, you dumb fuck. So you can incapacitate the ends. Once both hands are taken down, then you'll be able to hit the main body. Repeat until you win, basically. Yeah. So yeah, this boss feels like it was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto. Interesting.
Interesting concept for an RPG.
Go.
Also, is that an original, battle theme?
I believe
No.
so.
Or is the one used for the Horned one?
Yes.
Okay then.
Zion is neither good nor evil. He simply is. He watches his creation from afar. You see, as a god, he has to be impartial.
That's so nice to know trivia, but maybe telling us trivia about the boss's weaknesses would be more helpful,
Especially
Mr.
when Evan
Conductor.
is not dying.
Oh, that's very simple, Evan. Just hit him until he's dead. It
Jesus,
basically
I
boils
nearly-
down to that.
I nearly died there.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the body.
Stagger him, stun, and attack.
What do you think we're doing, man?
Running around and attacking strategically.
There you go, the higgledies Sierra ability. That's my favorite higgledy ability, and none of the high higgledies have it. So
Let me guess, your
was-
favorite is
I-
because
I-
of the
I-
giant mooks you can spawn.
Well, that's the thing, Joe, but that ability is really good because not only can he do good damage, he's invincible. So it's a really good way to, especially if you have two of them like I do.
Does
I
he
love that ability
vanish
to-
though, like eventually?
Oh yeah, well, of course he does. It's just it's a very good ability because it cannot be stopped, unlike most other higgledy abilities.
The game stat.
The God of Gods will is joined with every living thing in this creation. It is life that binds all together. Yes.
Thank you again for the trivia.
Bubbles! Oh no, bubbles!
Fucking bubbles!
Right.
The game stat page of it, you can see in the option, surprisingly, takes as a number also for how many times you summon the eagle. In my country's version is called the eagle, the god. So I don't know why. So interesting that for this particular ability they have the game does keep count.
Right. Stay out for hotspots, everyone! Think of it like a game of anti-twister. Ow!
Each leaf is formed from a living soul. His branches are the meeting point at which all meets road's end.
Is that translation for hit his hands?
Which makes sense considering in the first game the Guardian of the World was in the shape of a deer that represented also the Tree of Life.
Norse mythology.
Oh snap, he tried to hit me with a backhand.
Alright, Evan. Alright, all you higgledies. Are you gonna do something or what?
Well, right now they're healing us, so yeah.
Ow, ow!
Yeah, he also spawns mooks, so it's a good idea to take care of the mooks when they show up because they can be annoying.
Oh no, they're ganging up on us! Use a fire tornado!
Oh, what?
Each leaf has a twin close by. Can you see the leaves of the other world alongside those of this?
No, I can't because I'm busy avoiding his raking hand!
So
Busy
yeah,
at the moment.
the Conductor just implied that apparently this is a common place for all worlds. So this is where all worlds meet.
Mind you, he said the same thing in the first game for the Guardian of Worlds room, so it makes you wonder how much he's talking potentially out of his ass.
Really does make you wonder. Again, I'm convinced he's just an insane version of Oliver who happened to be the byproduct of...
There is the possibility that, considering how vast the multiverse is,
Maybe
for
he's
the
another
inhabitants
Conductor.
No, not necessarily. For the inhabitants of one world, discovering the vast eternity of it, maybe an experience that would be mind-shattering. Meaning that, in order to make it more comprehensible, it needs to be, accentuated a bit.
So yeah, Mazalion's branches join roots to leaves.
That is such a great thing to know right now. I'll enjoy that as we're getting pummeled.
Well, it's not like I can do anything else, so I figured I would turn on you some more lore.
You know, I wonder if you could maybe possibly do something if you tried.
Sorry.
I don't know, Evan. It's just a rabbit with a tuxedo, with a gentleman dress. I'm not sure how much you can do.
A said rabbit who has showcased powers beyond our comprehension.
Yeah.
Those are actual dark energy discs.
Yeah. Actual proper dark energy discs. Wow.
Alright, I think we've got him
Basically,
halfway there.
Basically, Shiro, there's an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where in the Japanese version, the bad guy puts Yugi in a duel where the one who loses will get his leg sawed off. However, four kids does not want to, acknowledge the fact that death exists. So they changed it so that it's not a saw, it's a dark energy disc that sends you to the Shadow Realm.
They even went to the point of actually editing frame by frame the Basso into making it look like an energy disc.
Yeah.
They were that committed, for better or worse.
Gotta protect the children too, I guess.
Because you're entitled to do that.
So Shiro, what do you prefer? The four kids, let's protect the kids from all thing method, or the Hino method where let's just not care about the kids become scarred method?
Let's not care.
Alright.
Ow.
You keep doing that a bit more, and I might just lose it on you, pal.
Usually I recommend the wind blowing through his branches is Master Zion's life breath. The king's wind that gives kingmakers their power.
Lofty, tell him if I care.
I think the cheese ball is a bit incapacitated at the moment.
Exactly.
But yeah, what I recommend doing is, when it comes to the hands, I recommend throwing projectiles. Since the hands are always moving, it becomes a lot more reliable to use the projectiles rather than post-sports combat. And yeah, dodging these energy discs requires quite a bit of good timing on your jump. And now let's try throwing magic at this thing.
Might as well.
There we go.
Take
Yeah,
that!
that was more effective.
But yeah, like use projectiles on the hands. The person I find it a lot more reliable. That way it's much easier to hit the hands because the hands are always moving. So trying to hit them with your sword is not very reliable because they're constantly moving. They can go away. They can even move away from the playing area, which makes post-porters combat impossible. So for the hands, it's much better to just try to use projectiles. So, but the King's Wind is like to the leaves. It stirs, yeah. Blackswood and given rise to evil.
Don't you mean blackened and given rise to evil?
So basically, Conductor, if I understand you, is that it's the usual balance thing. You have to have evil to have good. They can't, because they're definitions that work off each other.
I prefer more you can't have light without darkness as opposed to not being able to have good without evil. Because otherwise...
That's the same principle, really.
Not necessarily. Dark is not inherently evil. It's just something that tends to be viewed as evil.
And light, conversely, is not necessarily good. It's a matter of the color of the morality, as you put it. Meanwhile, light and darkness are two absolute concepts on a visual, on a direct level, but that can be interpreted, while good and evil tends to become very subjective, depending on the ethics and moral of a person.
Yeah, like, good
It's the same idea of, that's also one of the reasons why the alignment in D&D tend to use two parameters, not just good and evil, but also lawful and chaotic, because a combination of
you changed the pattern.
combination of the three including neutral.
The history of your world is
This is
one of
something
conflict.
different.
You must end the cycle of negativity.
What he said. Anyway, you were saying to you?
No, basically what I said, the reason why, that's also why the reason stories in media have become more complex over the years, because while on a simple level the idea of good always triumphs to evil is direct, enough for children, at least to teach basic concept, the more you grow up, the more you realize that absolutely like this cannot work in real life, but that can actually spawn the rise to power to, radical idea that may not correspond to what people perceive as good or evil.
Mm-hmm. Are you even trying now?
Alright. It should be only one more cycle, and we should be done with him. Just gotta take down the hands first. There's one. Now the other one.
Come on, take the shot.
Just don't be like Eve in Skyfall where you hit your own man.
Fortunately, there's no friendly damage in this one.
Aw, it's a shame. I like it when enemies can accidentally hurt their own. That's always fun to maneuver.
Well, I guess Pedro was instead referring to, your allies eating each other.
Me and Blues were talking about the enemies.
I mean, I think only turn-based JRPGs have that. I don't think action RPGs have that. Do they?
Oh, there are plenty of action RPGs that have enemies being able to hurt their
I'm trying
own.
to think. Well, it depends. I think maybe with some of them, with the chaos debuff, Pedro, maybe they have this ability in order to symbolize the fact of the confusion spell, the confusion spells. But I can't think of a straight example right away. Maybe. No, maybe not.
Alright, one final round of buzzsaws, and then we should be able to finish him.
But yeah, in turn-based, definitely it's possible because some boss battles also rely on you doing that. For example, again, the Chaos debuff, it's best if removed potentially by hitting your own ally. Same goes for the Sleep, status alignment. There we go.
There we go!
Oh,
Well, he just falls out in ball.
Congratulations!
You win the yokai lottery.
oh, and he got back up again.
So we
No,
can
just in
have-
time to explode the dweebs.
Let's get up, one.
Don't worry.
When I woke up this Monday, I didn't know I was going to slay a god.
Well, best get used to it, Roland.
Well, it's a JRPG tale, gotta have that.
Technically, we're asleep while this is happening too, so does any of this really happen?
Please
it
don't.
even happen?
Please, the conductor, don't say that we will forget everything once we
Evan,
wake up.
Why are you guys in your old clothes?
I don't know.
We need to be presentable for the final cutscene.
I
Well,
guess
you
so.
just randomly get undressed while something's going on.
Continuity error. Weird. The blackness has lifted.
Crikey, you're so glowy in that. There's beautiful, and look, we're back in our other outfits.
Weird.
It's the light of life. I'd forgotten what it looked like. Maybe,
Also,
maybe,
I-
Master, maybe
also,
it was Master, maybe it was Master
why-
Pain.
wh-
I am
why-
a great magician. Your
Also-
clothes are red.
Also, why the boat theme? That sounds so random to put it here.
So, we did it! Yes, we did it! We did it all in a dream!
Yep, and I thought I'm flipping knackered.
But Lofty, we're technically asleep, so how do we get rest while in a dream?
I fear that may be a lack of energy you've come to rely on rather than the wariness of battle. Remember, things resident now, so...
What you on about, man?
Oh, did I not mention it? As you know, the energy emanating from Master Zion was corrupted, giving rise to the evil that tainted your world.
So now our world can be nice and pure again.
Exactly. When the corruption cleared, it will have taken other energies with it, energies on which your kind relied.
Ooh. So does this mean that all Kingmakers are gonna be weakened? Why didn't you tell us that before that it would weaken Lofty?
Well,
No comment.
Are you alright
Yes.
there, little Lofty? You're just tired, aren't you? Nothing else is wrong, is it?
Who
Oh,
are
don't
you
worry.
guys?
There's...
Calm down, man. Ain't about to drop down dead or nothing. But my fellow Kingmakers be feeling it, though.
I wonder if they have tiny forms like you.
And in a world built on conflict, that might provide certain nefarious forces with an opportunity.
Oh,
Oh, great.
Well, thanks a lot.
Wait,
So-
you're saying we need to worry about being invaded now?
Oh, good gracious!
Oh, come now. There's no need to frown so ferociously. You don't need to worry. You have a secret weapon.
What, a Keyblade? I don't think so.
No.
Power of love.
No.
The
The
power of
high
friendship?
higgledies.
Yes, the thingamajig, the whatchamacallit. You know, the doodad, the incredible thing you all made together. What is that
Friendship.
You mean
No,
the friends
no,
we
no.
made all along the way?
Ah, this is no time for your blasted riddles, Kirsty. Give me nevermore.
Not quite. Although that is where it all began.
Yeah, exactly. Besides battle, Evermore is a place. The place that may get invaded. You need a weapon.
Don't be a stinge bag. Give us a
About a hint coin.
Bag. What is
You're
No.
Onto,
I don't even know.
I think it means
Urban
don't
Dictionary.
be. I think it means don't be stingy with stuff.
I guess.
Yeah.
It is a single piece of paper.
No.
Then it cannot be the wizard's companion.
No.
It's your
Oh,
contract.
no,
is
no.
putting out after
It
this
was
war.
made by somebody else altogether, wasn't it? I told you, it's something you all made together. What is that name of that thing again?
Palace.
Shuri?
All of us? Me included?
Yes.
Oh, this
and
one's
Bracken
too
helped
easy.
too.
Yay!
We all did it, and I helped.
Gee, I
Um,
wonder
I'm
what it
helping.
could be. It could be anything.
Yes, I said all of you. Twice.
Get the fucking heads.
Shuri?
I'm not good at riddles, neither am I. Can you give us a first
Then why
letter?
did you ask for a clue?
There you go. See, this is why I gave her to you. All right. First letter.
F.
Sorry, Lips. So you're close though.
Press F.
Is this a hangman riddle?
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's so flipping obvious.
If we lose and get swung.
For goodness sake, this will give the game away entirely.
You know, I'm not
Is
even...
that Eagle's response to people who complain about Layton games being too difficult?
It's a single piece of paper, and its name begins with a D. Don't tell me you still can't guess.
Disney.
The Declaration of Independence, seriously.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh wait, Evan and Rowan said it.
Oh.
The very same. It's precisely what your world has always needed. Something to bring all its people together. There you go. There you go, Tail. You were afraid that people wouldn't get the moral. There you go. Now we're just reiterating it. There you go.
But of course Disney brings people together. Come on,
Yeah,
Pedro.
but basically, instead of fighting, we can work together instead. In a world of mutual cooperation, what does it matter if your kingmakers are a little less powerful?
Well,
Opportunistic people
quite a
will
bit
always exist,
actually.
though.
So the Declaration will still be useful to us even now that the evil is gone.
Oh no, your declaration is gone. I mean, look at all the cities that have been razed to the ground in your absence.
Then we have to carry on working together to build a better world. Rulers, kingmakers, citizens, and everyone.
Well, I
In
hate to say
between.
it, but it seems our dream is at an end at last. It's time to wake up and get back to the work.
We better not
Yeah.
forget everything after this.
Don't worry, you won't.
Wake
I can't thank you all enough for being such wonderful saviors. Your efforts may be lost to history, but I certainly won't be forgetting them in a hurry.
Oh, can't you tell the public about what we did?
Unfortunately, this all needs to be kept under wraps.
Son of a...
Go on, get on with your lives. I want to see this kingdom of happily ever after become a reality.
Right.
Of course, if you ever feel like visiting again, I'll always be here. Just lay down your heads at the New Moon rooms, and you'll be with me in a flash. There's a Solazium slog still to do, after all.
I'll be here forever.
I'll be there for you.
When the rain
Alright.
starts to fall.
And that was the Saga of the Savior. Alright, one final reward that you get. There you go. Lofty'd like a look. Lofty's very keen to take a look at that little bottle you got from the Conductor for saving Zion, God of Gods. Chances are it will be worth your while.
All right, Lofty, we'll show you the bottle.
Yay!
Oh, but we also have some leaf book posts.
A group photo. Cheery.
I realized we didn't have any good pictures of all of us together, so I made everyone pose for this one. There we are. The Evermore All-Stars.
Uh,
Well, it's the end of the game. Group photo.
That is such a mom thing to do, Tony.
Lofty's the most excited.
So there you go. The final Leaf Book post.
Yep, Leaf Book is closing down. Sorry, Bracken couldn't keep it afloat.
Thanks, Tony. It's great.
Looking good.
The pride of Evermore.
That's Cumbish.
You're growing up so fast, Tony.
It sure is. The kid can ride too. You think?
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, she already talks to herself. And what's unknown commenter said?
I'm waiting.
Waiting.
I was giving it some time, just in case.
That's exactly what they're saying.
All the tension. Here, keep this stuff coming.
Alright, well, I might just do that.
Yeah, again, sorry, but Bracken had to close it down. There were too many spam comments.
There were too many bots.
There's a Leaf Book posts, though.
But you're right, Bracken made half the bots.
That was the joke.
You suck, McBrain.
Alright. Give it a bit.
Also, someone is
Discovery of this entry. Yeah, I stuck monsters being hunting gold, I tell you, but I was exploring an out-of-the-way dungeon and came across this couple of curious creatures, like of which I'd never seen in any monster almanac or bestiary. They look to be the best of pals, don't they? There you go, Zeta and Blackheart apparently are best buddies, it seems.
I'm not surprised.
Of course.
It looks like they want to kill each other.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
It's hard to tell what monsters are faking.
Read more about them in the library.
Yeah.
Of course, it's always updated.
So what's next?
The next
There's always a corporate account.
apparently the ride comes to an end. So centuries, this great evil that threatened this world is fading. The noble king who had held it at bay for countless centuries with the ceremony known as the Rite of Entombment has most faithfully fulfilled his duty, and has now surely earned his eternal rest. So there we go. Finally, after all these centuries, poor Ramenus finally gets to rest in peace in the afterlife. After
Long time.
Can we finally watch Betflix now?
You that I wanted to announce this, huh?
Sure, Millennia.
Oh. It sounds like Centauri beat you to the punch.
Airing your grievances in public is unseemly.
Sure.
I'm happy Lord Remnus gets to take a break.
A true hero if ever there was one.
Aw. Oh, nice.
But
Also,
until
someone
he-
managed to sneak a photo of the conductor, and a very creepy one at that.
Who's to say it wasn't the conductor who took it?
It's proof that he exists.
Put it on
No.
Leaf Book or it never happened.
Well, it's on Leaf Book,
can't
so
get
Is
it's
it Leaf Book official?
Yeah, that looks like shop.
I'm here to tell you all to rest easy. Future's full of hope, I promise. Sweet dreams, one and all.
Oh, he took a selfie. How nice.
This will be the last face you see before you die. Wait, that's a hint. The rabbit from my dream. What? You're telling me he's real?
Does-
Does this mean I won't see you again?
Try staying at the New Moon room.
Whoa, I can't believe you replied to me.
Sounds like a blatant plug for the hotel.
It's not.
Fake news.
This really is a social media comment thread, sir.
Again, I have to compliment the Level 5 Location Department. They're fantastic writers. Like, seriously.
Also, the conductor's like one of those dads who's never had a smartphone before and does not know how selfies work.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see what Lofty has to say.
Heaven, man, you got a little bottle thingy of the conductor in it. Don't ask me why, but I reckon we could use it to make the old sword of unity even more mega.
So yeah, now we can actually tackle the full power of the Sword of Unity.
Alright.
Do we get
So
to see it?
basically, it's kind of like the Masamune in Chrono Trigger.
Really? Is that even possible?
Don't tell me you're doubting my infallible instincts, man. I'm getting a whiff of the same energy them high higgledies give off. Proper mental it is.
Alright then.
Uh-huh.
And you know that energy comes from the most powerful thing of all, innit? People's hearts. Take a sword like that one and pack it with a power that powerful, and you'll have a winner on your hands for sure.
If you say so.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
give it a try, shall we? God, I really am in sync with Evan.
Well, you've been
I-
voicing him for like over 100
Check
times.
your ears, Java.
It looks like I have chosen wisely.
Righty! I'll go and tell Bracken to get her backside in gear right away.
I wonder if Bracken will be the mother of my child.
Evan, no.
Too much of an age gap.
Oh, like that stopped other couples.
Ta-da! All done, man, and I will never have to think about that conversation ever again. My heaven-sent magical instincts have been proven 111% correct once again.
Come to think of it, I'm the protagonist of an
Lofty,
isekai story.
But Lofty, don't you mean 112%?
Nah,
Gosh, just look at that.
12's
Oh.
overrated.
Hollow Knight
Yep.
joke, by the way.
She's a beauty, alright, and a Bracken Medal certified superpower turbo tidy treat of a battling toll to boot.
So, what does it
Jesus.
do?
It's a more powerful version of the sword, aka it will be
It's a-
very useful
it's
too
a-
for the Coliseum slog. Basically.
It's a sword, Evan. You swing it.
What will we do without your flashes of inspiration, Lofty? Thank you very much.
Well done. Next, I'll tell you that your cape flutters when you run. Ah, come on, man. There's no need for that. I'm just doing my job, ain't I? Oh, by the way, Evan, you know what happens if you stand in the rain? You get wet. Any more obvious facts you want? Not that I don't enjoy the odd thank you, of course. Ah, go on then. I hereby grant you permission to praise me to the high heavens whenever you feel the urge.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I will. It'll never happen again.
And
Come to think of it, I'm the protagonist of a isekai story. Where's my harem? I demand my harem. Damn it.
Good question.
You'll get a harem when Bracken gets what's more likely for Bracken to get?
Alright,
what
Evan,
do you
this just
mean?
won't do. We need to build
Alright,
the first official Evermore brothel. Come on.
Alright.
And now it's time to end this playthrough in what I feel is the perfect way to do so.
Sitting
What,
on the
sitting
throne.
at the throne?
Very, very good.
I guess you took some
No,
cues from
Pedro,
God of War then.
Do it slowly. Build up.
Yeah, you should have me walk
Epic
there.
420 montage. There you go.
All is as it should be. All is as it should be.
But shortly after that photo was taken of Evan sitting on the throne, someone super glued him. Someone put super glue on the throne, and now he's stuck there.
Alright, we are officially done with Ni no Kuni 2 forever. Okay, final plots. Again, even after these expansions, the game has gotten even better now. Again, some new gameplay mechanics to play with. A great Coliseum slog to test your skills. So the gameplay was already brilliant before. Now it's even better. And I really liked how the expansions went set out about from a very checklist manner of basically covering everything that didn't get covered in the main campaign, pretty much. And it did a great job in fleshing out the characters even further. And again, it's a great demonstration of how at this point, like in its complete final form, the game is just brilliant in my eyes. Really, I can't speak for you guys, but now that it's done, I can't help but miss these characters. Like, all right, I'll tell you.
Don't worry, Pedro. You'll have all the fanfic.
In general,
Hey,
it's,
there's always the Ni no Kuni movie.
well, Pedro is talking about
That's
these
a-
ones.
I know.
I think I said this a couple of parts ago. Like I said, despite the idea that each title can be, in its own universe, I don't think this precludes any possible direct sequels to any of these titles. Who knows?
No. It depends on how Ino is feeling when it comes to what stories he
The
wants to tell.
the potential is there at the very least. So who knows? But no, in general, quality of life improvement, which is what the DLC is supposed to do at the end of the day. So that both in gameplay and the story department. Again, I held only a minor problem with what one of the particular story that I mentioned about Vermin, but then again, it's more of a nitpick than anything else, because otherwise, in both referencing stuff from the first game and expanding a bit things for this one, both of these DLCs help expanding all of these characters, present new scenarios and situations that were not present in the vanilla game. We even get a moment where the characters act, more in tune with, for example, the Layton anime or the Yokai Watch stories, where the characters are presented in a situation, they even start bickering a bit with each other. There's a bit of tension, and at the end of the day, the mystery that they're trying to, resolve turns out to be tied to the characterization of one of them, and the initial idea that people had about in this case, a monster, got turned around and got revealed with the tragic backstory. I guess it's a bit of a meme at this point, but it is effective for a way of narrative. So it's nice enough. But no, pretty much every
martial methods.
Okay, I prefer the Ding Dong. I gotta say, I prefer the Ding Dong Dell one. I know that the Wizard's Companion at the end of the day is the most effective out of those, and for example, the Gizmo Supremo gives you also the benefit of the different traps and the expanded inventory. But considering the action component of this game, I kind of like the witch time mechanic. Sorry, ever since the first Bayonetta, I've been a fan of that. So when it's proposed in a title, I tend to go for it. Of these when this kind of action is presented, mind you. But I know that there are the others that are expanded. I will say that since I didn't really try that and wasn't interested about it, the Martha's method, the Eagle Deep method, is probably the one that that I think is the weakest of a bunch, not in a sense of power, but in a sense of attractiveness, if that makes any sense. At least for me, mind you. But who knows? Maybe I'll give it a try and see how it is properly. But yeah, pretty much satisfied with the DLC program. Again, it's nice enough that they took the Dark Souls approach at the end of the day, probably under suggestion also on Bandai Namco, to structure this, because but I don't know if they did this for Inazuma 11 or the Yokai Watch, but I don't think Level 5 is that accustomed to DLC programs.
The only other comparable thing is the crossovers.
DLC episodes. True, right.
And those were free
updates.
But this
Which
is
it has one here too. But
this
no,
one is more fleshed out because it actually has new content, whereas the crossovers, the post-game and the crossover reuse assets and stuff, whereas this actually has brand new content and stuff, so it makes sense for it to be paid.
Like I said, it's the Dark Souls approach, and I'm okay with that. But yeah. Nice enough. We will see what happens in the future.
All right, Shiri.
Yeah, it was really good. It definitely wrapped everything up towards the end. It was nice to hear some of the old music tracks again from the first game. Yeah, you were right that they did manage to make the Conductor just a little more creepy, just a little bit.
I always found him that creepy, honestly.
Yeah, but, well, that's Hino doing his thing, I guess. Used to, well, he tried to ramp up his family tragedy also. That was lovely. It was just really nice to learn all the extra things about everyone. Like this, as far as DLC goes, this was incredibly meaty for what it was. It offered so much. And, yeah, definitely worth the effort that was put into it, absolutely. Alright, I'm done.
Jova.
Yeah, it's a pretty good expansion, honestly. I enjoyed it. I think what was a nice surprise was the quality of life changes it made also, giving us new abilities that we could actually keep and use in the main campaign as well. Two something of a more extensive extent than you see with a lot of games, even with JRPGs here and there. The return of music from the first game was pretty nice here and there. The story extensions were nice too, as well to boot. Overall, it was a good time. I mean, and it makes sense that, some of the productions may not be as high because, by this point it's more so the skeleton crew here and there. So, I get that, while it is an extension, it's not necessarily the biggest bombastic thing they have to show. But still, in terms of giving us new abilities, definitely does its job well. In terms of expanding on characters, does its job well there too. And giving us new things to think about, exceptionally well as well there. So yeah, overall, it's an expansion that does its job properly.
Both expand, but yeah, true. Dibs.
Yeah, what you guys said pretty much. It was a very fun experience, and I did enjoy, sometimes taking the piss out of some things here and there,
I'm guessing your favorite character is still Lofty, like you said in part 89.
Yeah.
Or, no, 81. Sorry, 81. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, then.
And it was interesting, and we found out a lot more about Doloran. A bit more than I wished I knew, but still.
Again, Dibs, we can't choose who we love.
When the person you're in love with is essentially your pet, though, maybe you might want to rethink something.
You should start reconsidering your life decisions.
Yeah, otherwise.
There's a parent. So hold on. Does that mean you're Zion?
No.
The god of gods? Well, remember this. When Doloran and Alessandra decided to become a couple, Zion was all like, God is not pleased with you.
Literally.
Well, I'm pretty sure even those really mental would draw the line at bestiality.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Zion is confirmed to be.
It is kind of a parallel to the mythos of Sodom and Gomorrah. The idea that for depravity and forbidden law, the worlds are paid by God destroying 2 entire cities.
Yeah, by God, no.
James, also never underestimate the internet. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. Good game. But I'll never look at Doloran the same way again.
All right, everybody. That was Ni no Kuni 2. Hino did confirm that he wants to make a Ni no Kuni 3, so we'll have to see how that turns out. There's Ni no Kuni Crossroads coming on mobile, maybe.
And there's the movie on Netflix.
There's also the movie on Netflix. Maybe one day we'll get to that.
Yes.
I'm so looking forward to that one.
Yeah, the Ni no Kuni movie. Yeah, the Ni no Kuni
I've
movie
heard
is
that there's a lot to talk about with that movie.
It's not. Let's just say it's not good, and that's it. Oh well. I guess things can always go well. I guess.
Well,
right.
It should be fun to commentate on anyway. We'll see you then for that.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.